Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again. Hopefully.
Why does it say mute?
I don't know.
Oh, those are. Okay.
Off to a great start.
We're off to a roaring start here.
Yeah.
Like, why am I hearing myself? But it says mute on the board.
Final question, bro.
Thank you. Bryce, I'm. What's my bet with Dana?
MVP. Beer. Sixer,
Jinx,
I think.
Takumi Bluey.
Oh.
Yes. What's a win-wins? It's for the rest of his career, right? It's a long play.
That's
Dana
a
took.
long play.
Okay. Anyway, we are, despite
You may
my...
cash in right now. It's there, you think?
He was out for like 40 games,
that's
remember?
Right. That's right, because he fucked his knee up.
Ooh, I couldn't watch that footage. My bank account got $20 lighter on that one.
Oh. Now, before we get into what we're talking about, did you
Yes.
see that play, the Bears tight end or whatever, his fucking knee?
No, I can't watch that shit.
I can't, but it's just like, sometimes when you're like, and you see it, you're like, 'cause you're scrolling through, you're like, oh, man. Okay, go on.
And remember the basketball player in the NCAA? When his
guy
fucking
from
shit
Louisville or
just
whatever. Oh, and his bonus sticking out.
looked like you dropped like a book on a Pringles chip.
Oh.
Whew. Well, we're off the tangent already, but we're righting the ship. We are righting the ship, and although you can't tell it by my attire today, we are talking about baseball.
So if you actually, that's true. So
Yeah.
so what he's talking about for you people that actually view us as well.
Run the YouTube on the 360 cam.
Yes. Then he's wearing all Seahawks attire. Well, at least he's wearing a Seahawks beanie.
I came straight from church, the Church of NFL Sunday, right to Cern's house. But anyway,
Second church.
Second, yes, thank you. To Studio East. Chip and Cern East. Yes.
Yes. East Street.
We are covering the 2017 World Series. Baseball recap. It's completed. Now, as you probably know, the fucking Giants weren't in it because they were...
Horrible.
I don't even know if dog shit's a low enough word that we could give them.
A joke.
They were
a fucking joke.
Anyway, the World Series this year was between the hot and cash money flush Los Angeles Dodgers versus the
Young and hungry.
young.
There you go.
So yeah, the young and hungry Astros. Would underdog? Would you say they're like underdogs the whole season? You can't really because they were pretty good.
They were. Let me see while we talk about.
Yeah. So one thing I
filibuster here.
I'm going to read from Psalms 127. So I do know that the Dodgers opening day payroll was $250-something million. And on paper, they looked like they should have been in the World Series, and that's where they ended. They made a great acquisition at the trade deadline. They got Yu Darvish.
Yes, they did.
Which, when that happened, Cerny, I was like,
they
were so fucking stacked already. Kershaw, Hill, they have a solid bullpen. Their closer is unflappable, and then they go and pick up a premier starter.
It drives me crazy, Jensen.
Cutter.
It's like Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
You know it's coming, but it's like, fuck.
And, the Dodgers, they had Bellinger was just like a walk-away rookie of the year, no problem, no doubt about it type of thing. And it was, honestly, as a Giants fan, it's extremely frustrating how good they were doing. And my friend Matt, who bamboozled me with the mattress, he's a Dodgers fan. And
so this is what it was.
Yeah.
This is his motive. We found a motive. We found a motive.
Cerny. Very good. If you missed the Chips mattress situation, Stay tuned. There's going to be a second installment, but there's a first installment that you need to listen to. And so, anyway, the Dodgers,
Part 1.
they look good. I was like, I hope they lose in the division series, or, they were so good the whole year. They won a crazy amount of games in a row. Puig is hot. Everyone's hot.
Yeah.
And he said anything less than a World Series ring this year will be disappointment. I said, I can't wait for you to be disappointed. This is, in May or June or something.
Okay.
He was obviously hard up about the World Series.
Of course.
The Dodgers pretty much rolled everyone. They swept.
Who'd they play first?
We don't know how they got there necessarily.
I know they played the Cubs to get into it, right? Yes. So
they swept the Diamondbacks.
And then they lost one of the Cubs.
Then the Cubs, and then it was their first appearance in the World Series since 1988.
Still waiting for a win. Well, a championship since 1988, right?
Spoiler alert. And entering the World Series, the Dodgers bullpen had thrown 23 consecutive scoreless innings, which is a record for the postseason for any bullpen. They outscored the Diamondbacks and the Cubs by a combined margin of 48-19.
Wow.
And they had the third best run differential of any pennant winner since the playoffs, current playoff structure. The Corey Seager was out for the NLCS, and he came back for the World Series.
That's right. He hurt his back, right?
So, I mean, if I was being honest, it made me sick to my stomach to admit how good the Dodgers were.
Oh yeah,
and that
I agree.
Their chances for victory were very high.
It was, and it's like, I don't know about you.
Yes.
So since we had to write the Giants off, obviously.
early.
It fucking May we had to write them off. Anyway, when it gets down to the World Series, the Super Bowl, it's almost more fun when you have a team that you hate so much in it. So you have something. I mean, if it was like
there was so much venom.
If it was like the Diamondbacks and the Yankees, I
probably wouldn't even watch.
No, I wouldn't have cared. But because it was the Dodgers,
I
had to sit in and make sure that
they failed miserably.
Put my voodoo curse on it.
The Astros were 101 wins and 61 losses in the regular season. They have never won a World Series as the Astros. What were they before? Like the Senators or some shit? Washington, or that's Washington.
I don't know.
Colt 45s.
That's right.
Jeez, how we fucking deep in the brain just searching for that.
Both said I don't know, and then both came out with it.
As you know, Houston was pretty heavily impacted in August by the Hurricane Harvey. They started
Carolina Texans to pulled some pride through that for that.
That's true. They got rolled pretty much whatever they play. So they were kind of wearing these Houston Strong patches.
Now here's their 2016 finishing. They were in third place.
Just a fucking tick over 500, pretty much 84 and 78.
Which was weird because I think if I look at 2015, they were good. I don't know if they won.
What was do you have what were the Dodgers last year?
First place because the Giants finished second to them.
That's right.
91 and 71.
I mean, that's a pretty good season,
fucking
but they kind of pissed out. Right. Yeah.
That's Kershaw did his usual Kershaw.
That was a thing too. So this Kershaw usually has had quite the trouble in late September, October during the playoffs. He usually is getting fucking worked.
Big time games.
And
so
he
choked. They were in second place in 15. I think they were a wild card.
Okay, that's right. And so anyway, Astros versus the Dodgers. What did your gut tell you, Cerny? I know without question you and I were both rooting for the Astros. But what
was my gut? What was my gut?
Yeah, what was your heart of hearts telling you? Like if you had to put the house on the World Series, for the winner? I probably would have gone Dodgers.
I was really scared about the Dodgers. Yes, I was scared. But the fucking Astros, they were lighting it up. I just thought the Dodgers had better pitching. I know of.
Yep.
I can't remember Keuchel. whatever his name.
Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
Kirchhoff.
Kutchel?
Potato. I'll look it up.
So I knew that was, but their other pitching was okay. With Charlie Morton, those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they're decent, but they did have Verlander. That's right. So I remember they did trade for Verlander. That was a huge.
And they're like, oh, with a minute left. I'm like, come on. What is this fucking buzzer beater trade shit?
Yeah, it wasn't drilled down.
So Verlander and his big-titted bride, Kate Upton, moved over to Houston, I guess.
Yes.
They were actually victims of the fappening.
They were. Both were attacked.
And his
by the
donger
family.
was out there? I should throw an eye on that just for science. What's he got? It doesn't matter. He could have a fucking, swollen little button, but Kate Upton. Fuck it. I'd be like, yeah, I got a 1-inch dick, but are you fucking Kate Upton?
Do you get 1 inch?
Yeah.
Do you have at least 1 inch in Kate? No.
Yeah. Must be girthy. I don't know. So Verlander, obviously, premier. Well, at one point, he's definitely Cy Young worthy. Premier
I think he's MVP
starter.
too.
Yeah. So the Astros picked him up. So it was like, okay, these teams.
I knew it was going to be pretty close. I thought, oh, this looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I was hoping for the Astros to just pull it out, but I was scared. I was like, Dodgers have legit. It's not like maybe one league is better than the other, but this was like, oh, fuck, this is.
And I think a lot of people, or I was reading commentary online and everything, like, this is actually the two best teams are facing each other pretty much. I mean, it wasn't like, the Yankees slipped up and whatever. It was like, no, the best teams are kind of here facing off.
Yes.
So game one was at Dodger Stadium.
Yes, because
fairly uneventful, I would say. Kershaw kind of dealt. The final score was 3-1. The game time was only 2 hours and 28 minutes.
It was, and actually, I think fucking Kegel. So they both have the best records in baseball.
Oh,
well, I mean, in the NL, the Dodgers had the best record in baseball, 104.
Dallas, Keuchel. Hold on, Wikipedia says Keuchel.
Oh,
Dallas Keuchel.
There you go.
God, we're so fucking horrible at we need a hooked on phonics person here.
And I've seen obviously, and then we're like we say that we watch the games.
Yeah,
and they've had to say his name.
I know.
But
wasn't worth committing to memory.
No, I didn't think that in. So the Dodgers had 104 wins this year. 64% winning percentage, and 101 for the Astros.
Yeah,
62. So
okay. It was the best teams during the regular season.
Oh, wait a minute. The Indians. Remember? Oh, that's right. The Indians, 102.
Oh, because they had that
streak. They had that streak.
Yeah.
But they went down like pussies.
They did. They folded like a cheap tent. So game one, as we said, remember the temperature at the start of the game was the hottest World Series, 103 degrees.
It was hot.
It was hot. Kershaw fucking dealt. Jansen got the save. 3-1. Houston mustered only 3 hits. LA got 6. I mean, I would say a fucking pitcher's duel rubber match.
It was. And if I remember watching it. Fuck. Kershaw was looking sharp.
Yeah, and you're like, ooh boy, this could be a quick series.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that, the old adage, pitching wins championships. So I was like, well, if you just look at that, Dodgers kind of got this. Astros have the bats, but their bats were very cold coming into the World Series, I felt. And I'm like, ooh, boy, if, Springer and these type of guys aren't getting the home runs that they're normally doing, then
Altuve.
we're in trouble. Yeah.
The one guy who we'll talk about, I forget his name. I'll look it up while we're doing it.
Gaddis?
No.
Damn.
The guy who's now going to be serving suspension out the gate in 2018.
Oh, Gurriel.
Gurriel, that's right.
Okay. Game 2 here was much more exciting. It went 11 innings, 7-6. Houston ended up winning. Now, there was 8 home runs during this game. I would say this game 2, probably one of the best baseball games I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
It was
late, if I remember correct. The scoring started late.
So going into the 9th, Houston was down 3-1.
And that's right.
Sorry, 3-2. They were losing. Then in the 9th, they tied it.
And that's what that stat. Remember they had that stat that the Dodgers bullpen, they were like fucking like 60 and
That's
0
right.
or whatever the fuck it was.
And so, I mean, pretty much anytime LA, they were just saying, oh, it's a 5-inning baseball game, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
The back and forth, Houston, they came out, they tied it in the top of the 9th, went to the 10th. Top of the 10th, they scored 2 runs. And you're like, holy fuck, this game's over. Like,
Yes.
this is, and it was home runs, exciting baseball, and Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 10th. They put up a 2 spot to tie it. I was out of my fucking mind. I couldn't believe this.
That's
happening.
what Puig homered, right?
Yeah, it was enraging.
Puig homered, and then was it
Charlie Culberson? Or no?
Kiki Hernandez singles on a ground ball to right field. Josh Reddick. Oh, that's when was that when that full double or something like that? Something whatever.
Yeah. And then Houston comes back up in the 11th, puts up 2 more against, I mean, we're not talking, fucking slapdick Steve's in.
Springer.
This is the fucking premier bullpen in the major leagues, and they put up 2 runs against them. And then
Springer hit a homer.
That's right. And LA comes up in the bottom 11th. Someone hit a home run, but
Charlie Culberson.
Culberson. Okay, there we go. And then was there runners left on base, or how did it kind of end there? Top of 11, or what's the bottom of 11th look like?
Homer to center field. So then
Culberson. Oh, you had it right there. So
Oh.
Puig struck out swinging with no one on.
Yes, that's 3 outs. So then
okay.
Seager lines out, Turner lines out,
Home run by
home run,
Culberson.
and then he swings out. Okay, so then that was
And it in LA, it was probably
oh
how long was that game? I have it up here. 4:20.
yes, that was a long game.
Toke up.
That was back and forth.
So so it was midnight. 1 in the morning. They start at 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. It was late. I was out of my mind.
it was.
I was like, this is some fucking good baseball here. And there was 5 home runs hit in extra innings, which was a postseason record. And I was just like, this is fucking crazy.
And that was that fucking Steve Garvey Millennial Baseball. Dodgers lost because they played Millennial Baseball.
Oh, fuck.
Did you see that shit? Did you see that shit?
No.
He said some.
What's millennial baseball?
They don't move the runners. They don't bunt. They don't hit and run.
Oh, because they're worried
swing
about
for the fences.
launch angles.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
fucking hater.
Take your Twitter down there, old fuck.
You old bastard. So now it's 1-1. Game 3 back in Houston. A couple days
Minute
later.
Maid, yep.
Minute Maid. Lance McCullers versus Yu Darvish. Now, I would say the overarching controversy for the World Series is juiced baseballs.
Oh, that's right.
How? First of all,
T-Mobile must be out of their mind.
Oh, they're gonna sue.
Out of their mind.
Do you subscribe to the juiced baseball theory?
I do not.
Oh, okay. I do.
Okay.
And I think game 2 is when everyone was like, what the fuck is going on? Because balls were flying out of the park left and right. Game 3 was more... No, it wasn't a pitching duel, I guess, because Darvish got knocked out
Second inning.
in the second inning.
Threw 4 spot on him.
Now, this is when Yuli Gurriel...
Did his eyes.
He
did the Asian eyes
he
in the
did
dugout.
the old Asian eyes. The old...
Pull your eyes back. And do
Yeah,
the
you
thing,
know.
Yeah.
In the dugout after he went yard off of Darvish. Now it is, and then he said a Spanish slang word which translates into little Chinese
Chicano
boy.
or something like that?
Yeah, Chintito,
Chintito? Okay.
which translates to little Chinese boy. Darvish is Japanese, but whatever. So, it's 2017. Probably can't be doing the fucking slant-eyed things and saying
No,
racial slurs in
no.
the dugout when there's a million and a half cameras around.
That might fly in Cuba, but not the United States.
Was he?
He's from Cuba.
I thought he was Puerto Rican.
I think it's from Cuba.
Well,
Let's take a look.
anyway, that doesn't. That's like that shit probably happened in the 70s or the 60s, and you might have got away with it. Now this shit just doesn't happen.
No.
Well, needless to say,
in the United States, I mean, if you venture out there, you see like the some European countries, they have like the gorilla masks on and shit when they're in the soccer team.
That fucking the hooligan. That's racist as fuck. So, needless to say, Twitter was in a fucking panties in the bunch. Twitter was, and I guess the Robo commissioner Manfred had a little chat with him, and it was announced the next day he was going to be suspended for 6 games or 4 games, or what was the fucking thing exactly? He was going to be suspended.
He's Cuban, and he.
All right,
I think it's 5 games. I think it was.
But the key thing was he's going to be suspended next season, no pay.
Which I think is the right call. What do you think?
I mean, I get you want to set. You can't go
5 games.
Oh. And the camera's dead.
Oh.
It's too hot, even with this fucking fan. Anyway, you got to set a sort of precedent. I don't know. It'd be tough.
I think that was the right call.
Yeah.
Because you can't, especially something like that.
There's no precedent to go off of.
And you would hate for someone to say, that it was
fixed.
Decided on, and it was decided
That's
on.
A good point.
You know what? He's still going to get and probably I would argue, I don't know what I know it's like there's like some kind of weird pay for like the postseason, isn't there?
Yes.
There's like a pool, and the farther you go, you get a bigger percentage.
And if you win, you get a bonus of whatever.
Yeah, so I would think that the bonus wouldn't be as equal to maybe a 5-game bonus or whatever it is would be less than the 5-day.
Right. Okay.
Regular pay, I would think.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
So they suspended him, but it's starting next season. Very racially insensitive thing that he did.
I just think I think you would hate.
5-game suspension. Sorry.
Yeah, 5 games. I would hate for it to be a World Series. Or at least be claimed it was decided because they suspended him when they could have suspended.
And then there could have been all this controversy around. If the Stros would have lost, they could have said, of course they suspended him because everyone wanted LA to win, or all this shit. So was it the wrong thing to do? 100%. 5-game suspension. You
got some learning.
That's pretty good.
Some learning to do.
Yeah, and he's probably a 20-something-year-old kid. He's a fucking idiot, obviously, but whatever.
Well, actually, Chip, I just looked him up. He's older than us. 84.
Oh, his barber should be beheaded, though. That fucking haircut is atrocious. Like, what are those? What's the one penguin that has that kind of like crazy ass shit?
The emperor penguin or whatever?
Yeah. He's like, what do you want? Fam, fuck my shit up. This is what he tells the barber. He just fucking gives him the emperor penguin thing. Garbage. So that takes us to Game 4 back in Houston.
Yes. Now, what do you think about the home field advantage? It's 2, 3, and 2. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because if it's 2 and they split, let's say you split at the,
then you're automatically
you're at a disadvantage, I think, because they have 3 games in the opposing ballpark, and it's almost like home field advantage for them. I mean,
I don't know. What do you do then?
I don't know,
because you can't
7.
Yeah.
What does
6-1? I think is.
What
good.
Does
6
6-1?
6-1.
Close it out in your hometown.
Yeah. That I don't know. That's a whole nother. Statboy Dana probably wants to chime in on that, and Joe could probably do the.
Joe smells.
Oh,
he does.
There we go. He does. Game 4, back in Houston.
That boy. There he is.
Statboy. There he is. Statboy Dana. Game 4 was kind of underwhelming, maybe. No, hold on. No. Nothing was underwhelming about this World Series. I don't know why I keep saying that. Game 4, Houston, it was 1-1 going into the top of the 9th.
Yes.
LA puts up a fucking 5 spot.
On Giles.
The Houston bullpen was less than
they were
the
weak.
Actual relievers were
they were
kind of
weak.
weak.
This was the game. Let me see. Wasn't it? Yeah, Morton dealt. I mean, the fucking guy dealt.
Yeah.
Verlander. When we get to it, fuck, he was dealing.
Lights
I was
out.
like, holy shit, he's back.
He's back.
Chip. Now, those of you who don't know, in fantasy, back in the day, he was having a rough start. Chip dropped Verlander.
I should have fucking traded his ass.
Yeah, you dropped him, and then Tony picked him up, and then
he beat me with him.
and then was talking shit, and that's when we. I think that was last year.
That
of
was
fantasy.
that's when I tapped out of fantasy just because Tony, I couldn't do it anymore. So game 4 was kind of it ended shitty
It did.
for any Houston or /Giants fans.
Yeah, Houston or Dodger haters.
So now that puts the series at 2-1, going back to LA.
2-2.
2 to
This is game 4.
game 4. That's right. So game 5 in LA. Houston. Game 5 was in Houston. This was a slugfest. 10 innings, 13-12 was a score. And I would say this, again, was another extremely exciting game to watch.
And this was a Kershaw, Keuchel?
Yes.
Kegel? This
K.
was
Dallas K.
This was a Clayton and Dallas duel.
Oh.
At least they started it.
It started that way. Now, LA jumped out early 3-0 for a couple innings, and I was like, fuck. And this is where I started
when
getting
I saw
worried.
the 3,
I'm
and I was like,
come on.
oh, fuck. This isn't good.
Then they went up and by another run in the 4th, and then Houston.
And I thought that was game. When
Yeah,
I saw
I was
that,
like-
I was like 4-0 with
that it doesn't.
fuck hit on the
It's
hill.
done.
We're done.
Houston answers with 4 in the 4th. LA comes back with 3. Houston answers
And
that.
that was
And then it just took off
huge
like a fucking
because,
rocket ship.
It was like a fielder's choice, and that's right, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Chinese Eyes
Mhm.
parked it for the game. 3-1 homer, right?
That's
To tie it.
right.
That's right.
I'm like, you go in the dugout and you just walk down the tunnel and don't fucking do anything, you idiot.
If you want to do it, go behind where the cameras can't see it.
Now, if he would have done a round eye thing against the Kershaw,
Ooh.
white people
Oh,
angry?
incensed?
Or
we're
just
just gonna move.
probably like, all right,
All right,
I guess we deserve it.
fair enough.
So that started just batting practice, essentially. Runs scored every inning.
Yes.
Then,
Bellinger hit a homer. Altuve hit a homer.
and so on the top of the 9th, the score was 12 to 6, 7, 8, 9. 12 to 9.
12-9. That's right.
Fucking LA came and put a 3 spot up to tie it up.
I was incensed. I was so pissed when
Heated.
When fucking what was his name?
Was it Turner?
No, it was Chris Taylor. When he hit that single up the middle, remember?
He looks like he should be like a high school math teacher, not mashing homers in the top of the 9th against the Stros.
He hit that. Puig hit the homer, and then what's that fucking guy hit a double, and then
Bellinger started to heat up in this game,
yes, although he looked like shit in the last game,
and every game before that.
but yeah, and so he's a one hit wonder.
Yeah.
Start calling him Rockefeller, whatever, Rockwell, whatever the guy's name is.
And so Norman Rockwell, he had a couple good paintings or whatever the fuck he did.
Oh, not the fans, it's the singer.
Oh, anyway. So it was 12-12 tied up, and then the bottom of the 10th, Houston walks it off.
Bergman single.
That was
Line drive.
great. I was pumped about that. I would say, did you feel a little bit of the momentum sort of shifting? Because
When they
now
won
it's
this
3,
one, I said, yeah, and that was with Kershaw. I said,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
3-2.
This is it. Blood in the water, boys.
Because you don't want to have to go back to L.A., backs against the wall, and got to
3-2.
win 2.
Yeah,
That's not going to fucking happen. I'll tell you that right now.
No. At least if you go into LA, do all your scoring before the 3rd inning, before anybody gets there, or
Right.
do it after the 7th inning when everybody leaves.
Yeah. So it came back to game 6.
Those fans will cheer like hell for a good fucking 5 innings.
Well, they'll be in traffic for a while too, but game 6 was Verlander versus who did they start? Hill?
Yes,
Yes,
Rich
Rich Hill.
Hill.
Verlander threw very well
Oh yeah,
for a couple innings.
he was painting. He was painting the corners.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was 1-0 until the bottom of the sixth. LA put up 2. Then they tacked another one on the 7th, and it just kind of, that was the game.
That was it. There wasn't really.
Jock. Fuck, he's so annoying.
He pisses me off, and I don't really know what is it that he does piss me off too, and I don't know what it is.
I think is Jock.
Yes,
that's just an annoying name.
I was out of my mind when they started doing Jocktober. I was out of my mind. I was out of my mind. I thought I was gonna kick a dog or a kitten or maybe punch a child.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's just the Joe Buck and whatever. That's all they do. But Jock Peterson hit a bomb, which I think brought him. It was a significant home run. Oh, he tied the World Series. Yeah, 5th consecutive game with the. So that was now 3-3 in the 7th game.
We're going to the big one.
So my buddy Matt, the mattress bamboozler. I'm texting him. I'm like, "How much are tickets?" He goes, "They're $1,300 is the cheapest on StubHub for Game 7." I'm like, "Well, you should definitely get one."
Was he going?
I was like, "You should get one." And
was he in Los Angeles?
No, he's in San Francisco.
Okay, fly down there.
And I said, "Dude, how much are flights?" He goes, "They're really cheap." I'm like, "You should just go." And I text this, and I took a fucking beating in the group text, did I not, Cerny? And I said, "I hate to admit this, the Dodgers are going to win."
Oh, you did. Chip was a Dodger fan.
Being a pessimist, I'm like, my only outlook could be up. If I've already assumed the loss or assumed the victory by the Dodgers, the only way is up. This is the stance that I was taking.
Nowhere to go but up. I get you.
Joe and Dana and Tony and fucking Cerny were all over me.
We were.
Which, yeah, I guess I was asking for that.
I tried to stay out of it, but some of it was too much fun.
You were enticed.
I was like, oh, this is too much fun. I can't help it. I gave you. I did back off.
It's okay.
I had to do it once.
The fucking trolls. I try not to feed them best I can, but sometimes
oh, you served it up there.
I did that.
When I saw the text, I was like, I can't have that. He's done.
Have you been hacked? Yeah. Have you been hacked? So Matt, I texted him in the morning. I'm like, flights, dude. Congratulations on your World Series victory, first of all. And this is in the morning of Game 7.
Jinx it. I like it,
of course. He said flights are cheap. I'm like, go down. This is what I would do. I would go down. Just watch at a bar. That way when they win, you're with, like, you don't want to be at your house with your chick.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to be like, well, whatever. And you're like, yeah, calling your friend. Like, no, you want to be there.
Yeah.
So he goes, fuck it.
Giving handies.
He bought a ticket. And he went down for the game.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh.
And I was like, dude, congratulations. He texted me a picture of the seats where he's at. He went with his old man. It is that cable.
Yep.
Huh.
I took it out.
Interesting. Put it back in, sorry.
And then take it back out. And then put it back in.
Oh, don't stop.
Let's try just a tip this time.
Just balls deep.
Okay, so he bought a ticket.
He bought a ticket. He's there. He's sitting on like the first base line box. I'm like, I was like, nice seats.
Fuck.
I don't know. You must have had some greenbacks scored away somewhere to get those tickets, or your old man bought them because he went with his dad.
Must have took him out of the backyard or something.
So I didn't text him once the game started. I didn't text him because I had that game where it was batting practice, every fucking thing, and he was just fuck you, everything because you're just poking the bull.
Yeah.
I didn't text him from first pitch.
Although he has a pretty good sense of humor about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I'm friends with anyone that doesn't have a sense of humor.
True.
Because I don't think they could stand me, just in general. So Game 7, would you say is kind of uneventful?
At first,
exciting, and then
and then it was just like, but it was, uneventful, but I think it was calming.
Yes,
because I was sweating. I was starting to sweat because I was like, I don't want to see this.
So Houston, Darvish is up. Doesn't make it out of the second.
Again, he didn't make it out of the second. The
he
first
gave up 5 runs in the first 2 innings. And
Springer was his fucking nemesis too.
Springer had 5 bombs in the World Series, and I'm watching this and I'm like, 5 runs, that's great. I would normally be stoked. Not gonna hold. Like, no way this holds.
No, especially after they scored 2, and then they fucking load the bases in the first inning. I was like, oh fuck, this is gonna be this kind of game again. I was like, God. I'm already wiped out from the previous.
I know the World Series is just exhausting. And I will say Houston played whatever, like, bullpen by committee.
Oh yeah,
Excellent. That Charlie Morton guy, fucking straight
Deal.
dealt for like 3 or 4 innings. 4 innings. Thank you, Cerny. And Houston walked away
with the
winner.
W.
They won 5-1. I picked my phone up because I was texting you, texting some of my friends, and I wasn't texting Matt, who was at the game. And right when the last thing, I picked my phone up, my wife goes, "Don't text Matt. Don't text him." I'm like, "Oh, no, I wasn't going to." And a couple days later, I gave it a day or two, and then I was like, I forgot what I said.
Kind of like a death in the family.
Yeah, I was like, how's it going? Are you back in the city? Want to get coffee? And he goes, "Thanks for not texting me." I was like, "Yeah, I tried. I made an effort not to." I knew when
we've all been there. We've all been there.
You're down and you're fucking bleeding internally. I didn't want to deal you the death blow.
Like some of our friends in the fucking Niners.
Oh, they lost again?
No, remember this. Every time the Niners play the Rams, they would just.
Oh yeah, there's
non-stop.
You got to just shut your fucking phone off.
Yeah. But they don't want to hear it when the Rams are whooping some ass.
No,
don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear
it. Or when the Rams or the Seahawks when they beat the Niners, it's just like, oh, of course we expected that. Like they've already accepted defeat. Anyway, so the World Series and the MVP was Springer.
Rightfully so.
You found that, well, not Cerny. No offense, didn't totally source this, but this is pretty cool.
I didn't totally source it. What?
I mean, never mind.
Oh, I'm confused now.
You weren't the first one to discover this.
Oh, no.
This was going around the internet.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was we're going to talk about the article from 2014.
Sports Illustrated
with Springer on the front, and it says your 2017 World Series champs. Now,
a fucking prediction of all predictions.
Yes. And now I do remember reading this article because I remember I was going to get a haircut, and they have magazines, and I picked it up, and I can't remember. I'll look at it, but I remember like looking at it,
and you're like,
I said, this guy should be fired. Fucking joke, because I remember they were a joke at that moment.
Did they even win like 60 games or something? What was the?
I'm gonna look up their record, but I think it was like it was. It
was not good.
They were the worst team in baseball, I think.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. And the eerie thing was 70 and 92.
Yeah.
Oh my God, fourth in the division. And not only was that the case.
Oh, look at that the year before, 51 and 111. That's why I was
315 win percentage. That's fucking giant status.
Yeah. So I was like, I remember looking. That's why I was like, but that had been like that progressively, and I was like, this fucking guy should be fired. And he went through all the drafts and all the talent, and I was like, please, I'm looking at garbage.
Do you think like Sports Illustrated is like, damn son, here's a fucking race. Congratulations. What do you do? Or you just could be like, yeah, I'm a fucking boss at modeling.
So there's this thing that. I follow this thing on Facebook.
Yes,
NFL memes. And then right after the World Series was over, they had like a picture, and it was like your 2,833 World Series champs. It was the fucking Browns.
Oh, I saw that one. That's pretty good.
That was a good one.
That's solid. Yeah, I mean overall, I would say probably one of the better World Series that I can remember. Obviously, not counting any Giants ones.
Obviously, not that one. But I agree. I do agree. I can't remember what last year's was.
Cubs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Indians.
Yes, you're right.
That was fucking stupid.
Forgetful.
Yeah. I mean, I got to think that this was a ratings monster. The ratings got to be through the roof for this fucking thing.
It was great.
And
all the home runs and all the back and forth,
all the juice baseballs. I mean, it was just crazy. So, and Springer MVP on the cover of that 2014 thing.
Oh yeah,
Carlos Carrera like proposed to his chick in the post game thing.
I know. I was like, okay.
I'm like, Did you slide and you had this fucking ring like digging in your ass the whole time, or who had this? I want to know more of the backstory.
They said he gave it to one of the trainers, and he said, "If we win, bring it out to me." Or one of the staff, he had him hold it because that's what they asked. We have this fucking thing. They said no. One of the trainers had it,
Right?
and he was going to do it on game 6, but they lost. So he said, "What? Hold, keep it." Or I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We're not going to do it right now. And he said, "If we win, then give it to me." And they
And
won.
like, who's the short guy? Ken Rosenthal.
Oh, he's one of the worst.
He's like everyone's 4 feet taller than.
Yeah, I know.
Girl, here's my bow tie for the day. It was totally. It seemed very set up. Sort of like they kind of knew something about it, or I don't know, but
I assume.
that was kind of cool. And then fucking Verlander got married to Kate Upton.
She's off the market, boys.
I don't even
Well,
know.
you know, we could look
what's
forward
the will
to.
to live.
We could look forward to a second fappening with her, and
Oh,
you know
like
what I'm
a post World Series.
and also honeymoon reel.
And if she gets pregnant, if you're into fucking pregnant chicks, Prego Kate Upton fappening.
Oh man,
What was the text that I sent out that night? I'm like, Kate Upton's titties are going to be out tonight for sure with fucking Verlander win the World Series.
There is some co-signing going
Yeah.
on right there.
Duh.
Yep. Co-sign.
Great World Series 2017 champions are the Houston Astros. What's our predictions for next season, Cerny?
Now I did see. You want to look at Vegas?
Oh yeah, what was the?
It's like 5-1.
I don't want to run it too long here, but what? Or we have the odds here for. Oh, you're looking up World Series odds. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
No, I did see today. As of recording, Johnny Cueto is not opting out of his contract, and he's going to remain
A Giant.
a Giant. Yes.
And actually, I go to Vegas once or whatever a year. Just came back from there. Actually, I
That's right,
wouldn't
you did.
put $25 on the Giants for 2018. Just to fucking, the odds are going to be what, 20 something at least.
Yeah. Oh, this is the opening odds.
What were they? What were the Astros opening odds this year? 12.
12-1.
So you
No.
put a hundo on it, you're in 1,200. It's fucking nice,
Damn.
dude. Look at those Yankees odds, 25.
25.
I like that.
3-1 for the Cubs. They get.
They always do that. That's dumb.
Oh, that's not what.
That's not what you wanted. Come
So-
on, Google.
Here we go.
Astros are 6-1 for 2018.
Skip this.
Oh my god.
Fucking ads.
Fuck the ads.
There we go.
Okay, here we go.
5-1 for the Dodgers, which is. Are they retaining everybody? I mean, they did have a lot of young Bellinger.
I
and
think
fucking
those are pretty good.
Jock, and those fucks aren't going anywhere.
Jocktober, baby. So Astros are 6-1 for 2018 World Series. Dodgers 5-1. Cubs
Indians
10.
6-1. 7-1 for the Nationals. I don't know about that.
What are the Giants? Braves 50.
50-1.
Oh fuck! I'll put 25 on that.
Fuck yeah.
That's a good hit.
If they pick up a couple key pieces, we're back in it.
Marlins already 80-1.
Who's the
They-
worst?
they
Who's
pretty
the
much-
worst? Who's the worst? Tigers.
Tiger 300.
How bad were they?
What happened? Their whole lineup get cancer or something? How could you be 300-1 right now?
I think now is like. So they don't have Verlander or JD Martinez, obviously.
El Duque?
Does he even play?
Or no, who is the other? Dontrell Willis. He's coming back.
The D train.
The dude train. Okay. I'm gotta be honest, I like the Giants. I might put them pennant. I want to see the pennant odds, and that's probably what I'll bet on. Brew Crew, maybe? They were looking good this year. Where are the Brewers at? My wife's gonna throw down on that.
30-1. Not.
I'll take
I
it.
mean, that's.
I like Mariners always. Cardinals.
It's always funny because the Mariners always look great. Oh, this is the
On
Mariners.
paper, they look
This is the
okay
Mariners, and
every
then
year.
It's always like 500.
Yeah. So 2017 World Series was great. Send us your thoughts on that via Twitter or Facebook.
You can email us if you want us.
Oh, yeah.
Anything, Chip and Cern Show. The email is chipandcernshow@gmail.com.
Mhm.
Chip and Cern Show.
Amen. Yeah. Any parting thoughts about the World Series and the
Ended
Juice
great.
Baseballs?
Cinderella
It-
story ending.
It was good. I felt like
happily ever after.
Houston and San Francisco were sister cities during the World Series. Sister cities.
We were Houston strong.
And Eskimo twins. Until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm CERN.
Cheers.